Happiest season was released in 2020. This is directed by Clea DuVall, written by DuVall and Mary Holland, and we have a pretty solid cast, including Kristen Stewart, Mackenzie Davis, Alison Brie, Aubrey Plaza, Mary Steenburgen. Phenomenal cast. And the story itself is quite interesting. Abby and Harper are in a relationship, and they want to spend Christmas together, of course, but Abby hasn't come out to her parents yet. And I think it is addressing I was going to say an important topic, but I think there are quite a few important topics here, largely about acceptance, accepting yourself for who you are, trying to not be afraid of coming out to your family, but also highlighting the fact that for some people it may not be that easy, it may not be that straightforward, and I think it does a really solid job of addressing these various topics, and that works really well. But I will say it's not the most interesting story. The overarching narrative, the messages, absolutely fine, very well done in terms of getting the messages across, but the actual specific plot points, how we get from one point to the next, it's not that engaging. There's nothing necessarily wrong with it, and I do feel like an effort was made because there is a good variety of activities and locations, but I just never found that I was enjoying what was actually happening. I was slightly emotionally invested in their story. I was keen to see what would happen and if they had any other obstacles to overcome, and I wanted the best for them, but I wasn't necessarily actually enjoying what was unfolding on screen. So it wasn't the most solid experience, but at the same time, it wasn't terrible. The characters are very well written, the performances are great. We have some quite dimly lit scenes and some really boring costumes, so it's not the most engaging to look at. Ordinarily, I wouldn't say much there, but because it's a holiday-based film, 9 times out of 10, maybe more than that, holiday films are very attractive to look at. There are some gorgeous lights and beautiful costumes, and they're very appealing, but a lot of this is just kind of dim and dingy and not that nice to look at. On its own, again, that's absolutely fine, but when looking at the bigger picture, it's just one more element that means it's not as good as it could have been. It's definitely not very festive. We do have some nice decorations, some nice music. It's an okay film. I think Happiest season works well enough, but it could have been much stronger. But we have some great characters and performances, and ultimately, if it sounds like it appeals to you, I'd say maybe it's one that's worth watching.